At the point of retirement, I have land. I have no cash.
Yes.
So what are people starting to do? I need cash to survive.
So you sell the land.
I sell the land.
Yes.
When I start realizing if I keep selling, there'll be nothing left.
I'll have nothing.
I start asking my children for money. Have you noticed? And I talk to so many. I mentioned this in the class, and I was thinking, okay, does this sound like a Kenyan thing? But it's
across.
Africans are supporting their families at home.
Yes.
Here's the thing, they're supporting their parents at home, a new generation, in their own home, because they thought having a house is my security.
Whoa! Hey, welcome back to my channel. I haven't said that in 2020. We were having a conversation and I was wondering when was the last time I did this, and I haven't done this in a while. So here I am towards the end of August having a conversation. First person who I decided, no, we have to do this in person. We're not going to do it online, is Gatumia. He needs no introduction, from Centonomy. Are you good?
Breathing. I'm breathing. But truly by the grace of God.
Yeah.
That's it. This year I can say nothing but the grace of God has kept us going.
Yes.
This thing called COVID-19 is real, and it's real physically in terms of our health, but it's real as far as business is concerned, as far as your mindset is concerned, and that's what we're about. So
yes.
I am now breathing.
Okay,
yes.
Good. I need to know how it was before we got into the Centonomy conversation.
Yes.
So for me, COVID has been either the catalyst that got you to do that thing that you were putting off, or it has been the ultimate reset button.
Yep.
Well, you are Muli, you've said if you hear the term pivot one more time, you'll hurt somebody. But a lot of people have had to radically change the way they do business.
Yeah.
The last time I was having a Centonomy conversation, I had the women.
Yep.
3 generations, a conversation about money and women. And obviously every 2 comments, honestly, Gatumia, was like, when are they going online? When are they going online? I mean, I was tired. From the Ukraine to Bahrain to Tokyo. When are they going online? And then COVID happened. Tell me.
So here's a Centonomy leadership meeting.
Yes.
Middle of 2019. And we say, look, we've put it off for too long. Set a goal. Okay. So we put down, in fact, if you go to our minutes, we said June 2020, Centonomy online. That was the goal.
June niwewe.
So everything was on. I mean, we were planning,
ready.
We were running, we were moving, and there was a special committee and team working on it. March, classes shut down. I mean, literally, the whole leadership team. I remember getting a call from Washeke. She's like, Waithaka.
Yes.
President has said no class. I said, in just that moment, we're like, don't worry, we'll get it. I don't know where that peace came from.
Yes.
I told you, grace of God.
Grace of God.
Next day, consultants in the office, the whole team there.
The Monday, because school closed automatically on the Tuesday.
Yes. So Monday in consultants, we learned this thing called Zoom, and on Tuesday we were running the classes on Zoom.
No.
Yes, and we moved everybody, a couple of 100 students. Who were supposed to come into a room. We told them, here's your new room. It's on your computer or on your phone.
Let's go.
Yes, you can imagine the number of, I can't hear you, I can't see you.
I can't see, no, you haven't shared the screen.
But you know how people can adapt. That's one of the things that amazed me this year.
Yes.
In 2 weeks, smoothly.
Yes.
Everybody log on in time, understand what's going on, learn how to interact. And in fact, if anything, it has made it even more effective. Because what we found is, in the past, when you came to the class, you show up on a Tuesday and that's it. Trying to think about beating traffic to come in on a Wednesday, on another day.
It's madness.
Madness.
Yes.
Now we have the time. So somebody is saying, I didn't quite get it. I didn't quite get the gist of the class. They'll come in on a Tuesday. I didn't get it. They'll come in on Wednesday. I kind of got it.
Yes.
And you'll see them on Saturday. Now they're the ones teaching the class to their classmates.
Oh, really?
That's what we've experienced. So it has made it has even enhanced it.
Okay, but that said, in March, those were ongoing students.
That's right.
So you finished that season.
That's right.
And then there's a new one. Oh my goodness, you're holding your head. What happened?
Because this is the first time we've marketed essentially an online program.
Okay.
So we had no idea. First of all, how do you do it? We're used to having an open day. People
Yes.
come, you kind of have an idea of...
register.
Yes, there's a process. We had a process. In fact, in our entrepreneurship program, we talk about process mapping.
Yes.
So we had a process for how to get people into... So this
There you
was...
go.
We were reworking the process.
Route to market. We will have an open day.
So here's...
And the open day.
Correct. So here's our problem. This lady called Caroline has fans all around the world who've heard about Centonomy.
And they were waiting.
And they showed up. I think our open day, when you looked at the numbers of people, we usually had about 2,000 people at All Saints Cathedral.
Yes.
If you're talking about, like, that's a big day. Our open day online, 7,900 people. That's what we're talking about. So and then you have no idea what's the translation. You know, people show up for online
because
stuff.
you don't know what the conversion is.
Correct. So, first class, over 400.
What talking is about your normal class?
So normally you're talking about the biggest. You talk about just below 300 or so. That's the biggest we've ever had. Over 400 showed up on the first day.
And they are from?
Literally around the world.
Describe
USA, UK, mainland Europe, West Africa, North Africa, East Africa, South Africa, Asia, Australia, literally around the world. So we didn't even know. Some people are logging in at 5 in the morning where they are.
Yes.
That's the kind of issue that we're having. So people, can you have a class at a different time because of this?
Because of my time.
This is what we were dealing with. But what happened was it made the conversation so rich.
It is.
And what it caused was it showed how, as Africans around the world, because it's mainly Africans, let's just be honest.
Okay.
It's mainly Africans around the world. We are united in this cause to grow. People want to grow. And they're looking for it.
Okay.
And that shocked me.
Okay, so it's Africans around the world. The question is... with COVID, because what I find with COVID is the world shrunk, but then expanded. So in shrinking, I mean that by and large, our conversations are similar. There's health, there's money, there's cost, there's our conversation. It doesn't matter whether you're in Estonia or in Tokyo, okay? But expanded because all of a sudden we're looking at places like, that's how you guys are. The way we are appearing in the US like this, like, you guys have a problem with our mask. Carry on.
Yeah.
So are the conversations, are the needs and the issues, what are they like?
Exactly the same. So
wow.
There's a bit of a nuance to Africans in the diaspora. So outside of Africa, you're away from home.
Outside of Africa, yes.
There's a slight nuance there because they're wondering, do I invest here? Do I invest back at home? What's the mechanics of that? And a lot of people are coming on board because we want to understand the African market. How do I invest? How do I trust? Because, you know, we have this, it's across the board. Everyone's like, trust a broker. You know, when you hear that word broker, and I'm talking about a stockbroker, but you see
the word mindset, is broker.
Yes. So how do I trust that person? How do I know how to invest? So the discussion for those in diaspora is what's the strategy, but they're looking for the same thing, which is wealth. That's what everyone is saying. How do we build this wealth? And we're trying also to understand what is wealth.
Actually, and I want even as, by the way, next intake is when?
September 1st. Okay. So it's next week, but...
So if you already know what wealth is, you can log on now and register while we have a conversation. The reason I'm always eager to hear a definition of wealth is that you will see stories, whether they're on Parsho, Gafla, so-and-so's wealth. I'm like, no. Everybody's rich. Even the watch is rich on payday.
That's right.
Wealth transcends.
Correct.
Yes. Correct. So please define wealth.
So at Centonomy, we've been determined to help people to get a proper grasp of what wealth is. Wealth is not just money.
No.
It's not just assets.
No.
We describe it as the ability to live the lifestyle that you want without having to work.
There you go.
That's wealth. One of the problems that we have is that no one defines what they want. So when they come into the class, they're coming in and saying, I want to be rich. So my very next question is, how rich?
Yeah.
So then they say, then they start thinking. They start thinking of a number,
of a figure.
And what we're trying to be is to be specific.
Yes.
There's a video you did and you mentioned Eliud Kipchoge, and
Yes.
he's been on my mind the whole time. And I said,
1:59.
thank you. No. 1:59, 59.
Oh, there you go.
That's how specific he was.
Okay.
To the second.
Okay.
And because he was clear on 1:59, 59, because anything below that you've completed, you've accomplished the goal, they were able to work backwards to the very first step that he was going to take, because they knew what pace he needed to do to get there. So the same thing with your personal finance. What's the goal? Because depending on the goal,
we can pace, and we give you the pace setters, and we make sure you don't burn out.
That's it.
People kept saying, why don't they let him go? Because he will burn out.
That's right.
Yes.
And it's so that you have a realistic view of what it's going to take. Everyone who comes into the class, we're not a get-rich-quick scheme. We're not.
No.
We're teaching you what are the fundamentals of wealth creation, and it is a process. And you have to get into that.
Yes.
Second half of that statement, without having to work.
Yes.
What does that mean?
What does that look like?
I have income-earning assets that sustain my current lifestyle. Because what we do here in Africa, we were taught by our parents, buy land.
And work hard.
Work hard and buy land. So you work hard, you're getting an income, good, and I'm buying land, good. Now I have both.
Now what?
At the point of retirement, I have land. I have no cash.
Yes.
So what are people starting to do? I need cash to survive.
So you sell the land.
I sell the land.
Yes.
When I start realizing if I keep selling, there'll be nothing left.
I'll have nothing.
I start asking my children for money. Have you noticed? And I talk to so many. I mentioned this in the class, and I was thinking, okay, does this sound like a Kenyan thing? But it's
across.
Africans are supporting their families at home.
Yes.
Here's the thing, they're supporting their parents at home, a new generation, in their own home, because they thought having a house is my security.
Whoa! Now that one I hadn't heard.
You think that your home is your security.
Yes.
Because you're thinking like your great-grandparents, who if they had land and a house, they had food, and they kept their children to take care of them.
Yes.
Now you have a house in Nairobi, and that's it. How do you eat?
Could you take a break? Just get onto the link first and register for Centonomy. And this is 101, because this is the only class I love telling people about. Something else has happened with COVID. We used to love to talk about retirement. We didn't realize retirement, retrenchment, redundancy, those R's are actually related. And I want us to talk about that. I really do. Because in case you're thinking Centonomy 101 ain't for me, not at this time, this is how COVID is going. You will chart a path alongside COVID because it's not going anywhere. I was talking to a friend who has just come out of about 17 days in hospital. He said it's a very intelligent virus. Yeah, I mean, I love hearing people talk about it. But I am understanding that we have to chart a path alongside this thing. It's not going anywhere, and it's mutating. And, human trials for, the vaccine. But I keep saying, I'm an African woman. I'm very far down the totem pole. So I have to keep plodding forward. Otherwise, I got problems.
Here's the thing. When you listen to the definition I gave you of wealth, that equals retirement at whatever age.
At whatever age.
That's what it is. Because now you don't have to work.
There you go. So subscribe and come back.